Well, good evening, beautiful people of the internet. And as Paul spins his way through the start of another show, I welcome every single one of you, every last one of you, to episode 121 of the Studio Rats Q&A Live. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You know, like when ballerinas or ice skaters that they do the spins, there's a way that you can focus, isn't there?
What you do is it's called pointing. What you do is you spin.
Yeah.
Last part of you.
Yeah.
The way around is your head.
Right. Okay. So I need to learn to do that. I need to learn to do that because.
Sorry, not pointing. Spotting. Sorry, it's called spotting.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
There you go.
Didn't know I knew all about that. Was about my time in the Ballet Rambert.
Oh, nice.
I'm joking, of course.
Nice.
You are all very welcome along to our weekly takeover of the interwebs. It's been a busy week. It's been. I'm in a strange place. I've actually achieved some stuff this week, which is good. And well, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. But Mr. Drew, what have you been up to? And are you currently suffering seller's remorse rather than buyer's remorse about, quite frankly, my favourite looking of all your guitars has now gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
I'm right. Gone.
I'm all right. So shall I start from? I've got quite a lot to get through actually.
We have, yeah.
Last night, Greg,
Larry North,
or Larry North, as he's known here, came over and we went out for a gig in the Guild of Ford. Went to go see Ariel Posen, which was really good. He's really bloody good, isn't he?
What sort of style? What's his thing?
I would say, I mean, if musically, I'd say Americana-y sort of.
Right.
Stuff.
Okay.
But you know, quite virtuosic guitar. I mean, guitar playing. He's not a whittler at all, but he's just a fantastic, amazing guitar player.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just he's really, really good. So that was really good.
Nice.
And it was absolutely. Hey, I tell you what. There's a small venue in Guildford called the Boiler Room. It's quite a famous venue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's one of those sort of, you know, we have those sort of size venues around the country. Yeah. That's part of the. And it was 300 people in there. Mm-hmm. It was like that.
Yeah.
It was hot and sweaty. They didn't turn the air conditioning on.
Because that costs about more than it costs to book the artist at the moment.
Mate, they can stuff the cost. Do you know what? So we got me and Greg got Greg bought two gins, two little gins, no tonic because we took some in with us. We took some tonic in with us. It was just in my bag for some reason.
Of course it was.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a long story, but no, that isn't as wrong as it sounds. So two little gins. Over 20 quid, mate. They bend you over in that place. It is just like, wow. I was so pissed off. Like how, you know, like you go and see you pay for a ticket to go and see an act.
Yeah.
The venue's taking a cut of that.
Yeah.
You know, do like normal pub prices.
Yeah.
That's taking the piss, isn't it? So yeah, that we spent a fortune in
the bar.
In the bar, yeah, and it just felt like it felt like pre-COVID times, and it didn't feel
in a nice way. No, one of the last gigs I went to see, I saw a band at the Half Moon in Putney, which a venue I really like.
I love the Half Moon, yeah.
But it's a pub, and it's pub prices, and you pay to get into the gig.
Yeah.
But the other place was I went to see Frost in Cambridge.
Frost?
Yeah.
That's probably going to be some prog band that I've never heard of.
It's a prog band you never heard of. I went with my old keyboard player, Jamie, and God, it was years ago now, but it was like that. It was the hottest day of the year. Craig Blundell was playing drums with them, and he's now back playing drums with them again, which is bizarre. It was, you couldn't hold on to the sticks. It was ridiculous.
Oh, really?
It was so hot.
You need to get some Tommy Lee gloves.
Oh, tasteful, and have them.
Hey, don't talk about tasteful, Mr. 17 Toms.
How very dare you, Mr. 900 Guitars? No, but at least it's pub prices behind the bar. I
Yeah.
hate that when it's like they'll bend you over one way and then force it in the other as well. It's like,
there's no lube there, mate.
so what else has been going on? How's your Cheval Burger overdrive pedal?
Cheval. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah, it's all right actually. It's a good pedal. It's a good pedal. It's we're talking about the horse meat, the PRS horse meat.
We certainly are, yes.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think the reason I like it is because it's like it feels like it's more useful than a Klon,
right?
But it's still not my favorite overdrive pedal that I've got. So it doesn't do what my favorite overdrive pedal is that BB preamp, the Andy Timmons one.
Yeah,
it's absolutely brilliant, and it doesn't sound like that. So it's it's a useful thing that will come out every now and again.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
And what about your week? I've got lots more to talk about, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Because
all right. Well, I've had a good week thus far. Saturday, I was recording the Bocking Concert Brass, which I will be totally honest and say I thought was going to be an absolute bag of spanners.
Right.
But actually, really good, really enjoyable. Greg has quite rightly said to me, where's the link for tonight's show? I'm going to post the link down there while I carry on talking about brass banding and stuff. Then the start of the week was good. I actually managed to get some actual work done. But as of today, my builders have finished all the framing and insulation on the studio.
Oh, nice.
All the woodwork's done, all the insulation is in, and oh my god, has it changed the acoustic in there?
It has, yeah.
But also it's so quiet. Only one window in at the moment, only one door.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is it quiet?
Oh, great.
In a beautiful way. So tomorrow we start. There's now 2 layers of insulation in the roof as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Because the roof was always in with a weak link. So tomorrow we start on the boarding out and getting it all to sound what I think of as like a real room, not like a studio. Because for drums, playing in a completely dead environment is horrible. The drums don't sound nice. They need a bit of life to fire up. But yeah, it's starting to really come together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video up until once we've got the boards in and everything up. That'll be the next video, because up to that point it's not much. Then it's a finishing video and making it all look lovely. However, at this point, I'm going to introduce the one, the only, Mr. Larry North.
Ah, my bald brother.
Hello, dear viewer. How are you all? Nice to see you, Paul. It seems like it's been 6 hours, a while. How are you, James?
I'm good. I must at this point apologise to Greg in front of the masses and say that I've probably been pestering you far too much about building materials and where's my plasterboard, etc., etc. And it just turns out that other than maybe you and me, mate, the entire rest of the building industry is pretty bloody useless.
I hear what you're saying, James. I think in the spirit of the community that the Studio Rats have created, we'll just say everybody has their challenges, and let's definitely not name the names of the suppliers that have caused what little there used to be here to now be a shiny blob on the front of my forehead.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you, mate, for all your help massively getting us,
Pleasure. I think it's nice. Yeah, you can taste it. It's nice.
I can sniff it now. I'm so close.
To be part of the process to get you from a piece of grass in your back garden to a point where I can't see it in this light, Paul. 45,400 it was last time I was in that room. What are we up to now? Still there? Or 45,400 was it?
It was 45. I don't know. It only does it by hundreds. So
okay, well, fair enough. So we're somewhere around 45,500 people. being part of the process that gets those 45,500 people closer to seeing you guys do stuff in that space in James's back garden is worth the hassle of having to make a gazillion phone calls and try and make invoices go like this. David Blaine.
Right. Okay. So
anyway, what have I missed, gents? I apologise. I've been sorting things out. I've got busy times having got back from Paul's gaff this morning via work, and I need to be out the door again overnight tomorrow. So, have you discussed the magician that is known as Ariel Posen yet?
Only in as much as I'd not heard of this individual, and Paul's basically been saying, "Why not?" You know.
I mean, I'm not sure I would have heard. It's only because I watch. I think I probably heard of him from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think probably the first time I saw him was when he did some stuff on the Andertons, because he used to be like a demonstrator on the Andertons.
Semi-regular, wasn't he? When his wife was studying in Ireland, he hopped over to Guildford quite regularly to make a few shekels whilst he was getting his trio thing together while he lived in Ireland. And from then, it's kind of expanded to the point where he's now doing a European tour. So
yeah, I mean,
this time last night we were watching him in Guildford. Tonight he's playing in Amsterdam. Well done him.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. No, and he's an exceptionally talented guy.
Astounding. It was humbling being that close to that sound yesterday, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good old sound as well. It was a good. It had some good. Yeah, I'd like to see his board actually.
I had a little gander. Paul, bless him, dear viewer, was somewhat troubled by the fact that the Boiler Room, the venue that we watched it at, is very appropriately named. It was astonishingly hot, literally sweat dripping down the walls in that place.
Yeah.
Greg, you'll know. What's the name of the? Is it the Something Arms in Cambridge? The music venue.
Portland
Arms. That I went to see Frost there with Jamie. And similarly, I mean, it was the middle of summer, so slightly different.
How long ago was that, James?
Oh, good 3-4 years ago.
Right. So even after they expanded into the bigger place, the bigger space, as it were, because it used to be basically the size of this kitchen that I'm talking.
No, they had the big space, but it was absolutely round.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely round as well, which because that was their one of 5 gigs in the UK, and that was it.
Sure. Yeah, I jibed in a quiet moment between songs that I hoped that the venue were paying the 3 performers the money they were saving by not turning the aircon on. It was wildly uncomfortable to the point where Paul had to wander out for a breath of fresh air.
The last couple of songs, I was like, the drummer's kick drum went, and I'm just like, I'm going out there.
However, after they finished, I elbowed my way up to the front and saw that it's still very much powered by the Eventide H9.
That's where he's getting sort of the modulation stuff from.
He gets his rotary out of that, presumably by virtue of the fact that he's pals with Josh Smith, because they went on tour here 3 or 4 years ago in the UK. And allegedly all of the pros want Josh Smith's H9 rotary, his Leslie sound settings. So there was that. There was a Chase Bliss somewhere in the middle. I'm guessing he's still got the Keeley. What's the reverb with the harmonic trem built into it? Anyway, that one, guessing that's on there. There were a number of mini pedals on. So is he still using one of the EP boost type things? When you and I were playing that BB exotic this morning, and it was sounding out of the box good through both the bad cat that we can see over your shoulder and the match list that you're holding everybody's attention with there. There were a lot of pedals. It's different to the pedal board that he toured with a couple of years ago, but he masters it. His ability to interact with his drummer and his bass player, their capacity to follow such a monstrous talent, it was right up there. I mean, I was lucky enough to see the Brothers Landreth about a month ago up in London. That similarly was masterful musicians interacting and really performing. It was one of those gigs last night where it was just a privilege to be in the room with those guys. And when he was winding the volume down to the point where you could hear the pick attack on his Mulecaster acoustically before it hit the amp, and just like, wow, here we go. Different class.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yes. Look, I wanted to chime in with that, gents. I'm going to briefly before I vacate, because I'm trying to cook dinner, as the international audience will know it as. I'm just briefly going to show you this. Paul and I went up to Anderton's.
So
I'm going to tease that there.
No. We're not going to name. We're not going to name the shop.
I think you might have blown that.
I'm sorry, the internet. Everybody just forget what I just said. Imagine if a person was useful.
Are you going to stay here for this? Are you going to stay here for this?
Mate, I can't, because the battery warning has come off on my thing. You'll have to explain. So I apologise for getting you guys into hot water. Just say it was that idiotic bald northerner, if anybody asks.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll explain. Thanks, mate. All right.
Look, I'm going to carry on listening on while I finish cooking the food. I hope everybody out there in internet land is well. Do a good show, okay?
We'll do our best, mate.
See you on, guys. Bye bye.
Okay, mate. Bye bye.
So should we do some hellos first, or
let's get some hellos and get through the list, and then we'll get onto your experience.
I think this is quite a story that I was. Well, this story. It ruined my day, but anyway.
There's three interesting. For me, there's three interesting stories that we need to get through today.
Okay.
One of which some people won't find so interesting as others. One of which I think we'll all find interesting, and yours and Greg's experience story.
Yeah.
But we will do our best, obviously, to plow through and get all the shout outs and stuff like that done as well. So here we go.
Ben says, will you be checking out Tonex? I'm waiting for a bad capture. This plugin is phenomenal. Yes, I will be. I'm just, to be honest, Ben, I'm a little bit burnt out. I've been doing lots and lots of sort of pedally reviews at the moment. And because there's been a couple of releases and stuff, and yes, I am going to get round to it, but possibly not as soon as I wanted to. Maybe next week if I can. Ben also says everyone seems to agree the clean and mid gain sounds are spot on, which is fantastic news. The metalheads are unhappy with the high gain sounds. I guess that's unusual.
Really good for us, because if it means they get the mid gain sounds right, maybe this is one that's not for the metalheads.
Yeah, but the thing is about the metal sounds are the easiest ones to get. High gain sounds are the easiest sounds to a guitar plugin, an amp plugin. It's easier to get convincing high gain sounds than it is.
Agreed. But this is getting it right in the kind of clean and mid and dirt portion. That's really good.
Yeah. I think it's really exciting, and I am talking about it. I've got it up as part of our news. Yes, I think it's really exciting.
Let's
we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Bogey Man, hi gents, hi Bogey. Pets in the house, evening rats, evening pet.
Inzy his.
Dave or Pavo says hi rats and gents and YouTube land. Hi Dave. Yeah. Daniel's in the house. Good evening gents. Good evening Daniel. Safe's about. Good evening, Safey. Shep's in the house. Evening, Shep. David Bros. Evening, mates. Hold on. Go back to Shep. Go back.
Where?
He's got a new. David's got a new. What's going on there? He's got a new.
It looks like an Iron Maiden cover. I don't think it is.
It's not. Yeah, but I know what you mean. Next one.
Sorry.
Chris Williams. Evening, Chris. Anthony Liotti, yes, I think that's right. Hi, Anthony. Hope you're well. Hold on. Go back. I want to see what guitars Anthony got.
That looks like a Brian May.
It does look like a Red Special.
It is a Brian May.
Is it nice?
It is. Yes.
Nice.
There's one of those.
Never played one.
When the B stock and the used guitar listings come around from Guitar, and there's one on there at the minute, and I'm like,
there's always one. There's always a Red Special.
Tempted.
I think it's such a specialist, it's such a unique sounding guitar and playing guitar that I think a lot of people buy them and go, oh, this is a bit odd. But anyway, I've never played one, but I'm imagining by making it out of a fireplace and some motorcycle parts.
I've played Dan's and it feels great.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
It's really good. Yeah.
DJ Play Nice. Whee! I'm guessing that's my chair spin.
Yes, indeed.
Evening all. Evening Balloon Man. Jonathan McCulloch. Good evening, chaps. Good evening, everyone. And a big hello to Max H. What Max doesn't know about pretty much anything. There we go. Brucey Brooks says, hi, guys from New York. Hi, Bruce. Aaron's in the house. Also from New York. Well, he's English, but he lives in New York. Yep. Duncan Mitchell.
Does that make him oh, he's an alien.
He might be an alien. Yeah, he might be an alien in New York, yeah. Duncan Mitchell, evening Studio. Evening, Duncan. Mr. McQuillan is in the house. Good evening, all. I hope life's treating you well. Enjoyed the video on strings the other day. Ordered a couple of sets to try them out. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I forgot to talk about that. They're really good, those strings. Yeah, I was really impressed with them. And it's nice to have like a little, I didn't realize that naively, I didn't realize that there were there are boutique's the wrong word. There are small string makers. I always thought it was like big, had to be like a big facility and stuff.
No, it can be quite a small thing. A lot of the really old gear as well. A lot of really old string winders and stuff. It's really beautifully maintained. And
I haven't got a clue how they make it. I'm really looking forward to it. So James and myself have been invited to do a tour and a video of the
Facilitator.
The Facilitar at Rotorsound, which is fairly local to me.
Very cool.
In English. So I think that'd be really interesting. I really look forward to that.
We got a date for that yet, or are we just
No, it is. He said yes, all good. You think that'd be a good video.
Yeah, cool.
David Bruce, free drink every hour for the band. Yes, it should be.
I wish.
Mississippi Blues, evening James and Paul, loving the Walrus Audio Eons Fuzz, Paul. Yes, that's such a great pedal. I've got that to talk about as well today.
I'm going to skip.
There's been lots of those reviews and stuff.
I'm going to skip these ones because they're all pretty relevant.
What were they? Just
Greg and the things.
Okay. Lee Abraham says, so those Victory V1 pedals, first impressions. I've to be honest, I've been so busy that
you'll find out why Paul didn't spend a bit longer in a certain music shop where he might have tried them yesterday in a minute.
Today, actually.
So that was today.
Yeah, today. Yes. Yeah, I'm a bit pedaled out at the moment. But I will definitely have a listen. Yes, I will definitely have a listen. Mr. Aiton's in the house. He says, hello, Plank Spankers. Hi, Mike Aiton. Duncan Mitchell, hurrah, Greg is back. Soundless Banana Can. What's this Soundless Banana Can? I told my wife that I've always had a bit of a thing for Beyonce. Whatever floats your boat, she said. I said, no, that's buoyancy. Very good. Very good. Miss Rain said he went to see Ariel Posen as well last night. Oh, mate, we didn't see you there. Such a small vent. God, hold on. I've turned the heating on, not the air conditioning. Jeez.
Oh, mistake.
Hold on. There we go. God, it's getting hot. It's like that gig last night. Yes, it was a terrific night. He's a very good guitar player. Great singer. He's got it all actually. He looks good. Great guitar player. Great singer.
So it's basically John Mayer.
To be honest, mate. Yeah. Okay. So this is the difference between John Mayer and someone like Ariel Posen, is that John Mayer. Yes. I mean, I'm guessing he started earlier, but he's a bit more commercial. So He appeals to the masses as opposed to Ariel Posen's songs have some sort of funny time meters in it and stuff. Occasionally play, maybe doesn't appeal to people's ears as much as the man. Gee, what's going on? It's roasting in here. Okay, I think it's on. Sorry. Oh, it's saying on the can. What's blue and not very heavy?
Dad jokes are us tonight, clearly.
It's good. Lee says you can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. Very good.
dear.
Went to see UK prog band Arena last week. James, who's Arena? Do you know Arena?
I don't, if I'm totally honest.
John, their guitarist, is using Squire Strats. We know Rothery from Marillion does too, and Rutherford from Genesis. Cheap guitars now in fashion. Yeah, bizarre, isn't it? I think, but let's. Isn't there a reason for this? Isn't there a reason that Rutherford was using cheap Strats?
It was a bullet, wasn't it? Something.
There's something. Isn't there something going on? Anyway,
Don't know.
Anyway, yes, maybe. Yeah, cheap guitars in fashion. Nah, God, I love expensive. Oh, here we go. Soundly banana cams. Tuna must age about 5 times faster than humans. This is supported by the fact that tuna half hours equal to 150 minutes. Tuna half hours. Tuna half.
2.5.
Good. Very good.
Yes. Oh dear.
Abjit says, thinking about buying a Zoom G5N multi-effects processor for live gigs. What do you think, guys? Any other better options for this budget range? I don't know much about the G5N.
I know. It's funny, isn't it? Zoom were one of, if not the first, multi-effects company. Maybe with Digitech. Really accessible multi-effects.
I think Boss was still before Zoom, like the ME5 and stuff.
Yeah, but those three, Boss
yeah.
still huge in that space.
Yeah,
Digitech lost their way a little bit since being bought by Harman, quite frankly. And Zoom are now making their way back into that sort of space. So I've not tried it, but I'm sure it's a great sounding unit.
I'm sure it'd be great. I really am sure it's great. I don't know what the price of a G5N is. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you'll be unhappy with any of those sort of cheaper units. Lee's quite good at Lee Abraham. He's quite good at knowing all about those sort of more accessible units. So he might. Lee, let us know what you'd get for the price of a G5N. Nigel Tufnell was at Anderton's. Oh no, the word's been said. I can't say it now. I can't say the story.
Yes, you can. You're gonna have to now.
Lee Abraham says PRS horse meat. What were they thinking? Absolutely terrible. It's shocking, isn't it?
That the name is maybe it means something different to our American brethren than it does to us. But
no, it's the reason. I mean, Mr. Paul, Mr. Reed Smith. He's quirky to say the least.
Yeah,
he's quirky, but it's basically I don't really get it because he's basically saying it's a clon killer. Clon as in centaur.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I get that, but still, that's weird.
It's not a good name.
That's a bit left of the lights, isn't it?
Yeah, but even so, so the compressor's called Mary Cries, I think it's called, and the other one's
called the Wind Cries. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
It's like, and honestly, yeah, no.
I mean, it's slightly more sensible than Ibanez's naming conventions, but only just.
But then, maybe he's a genius. Maybe he's doing it because we're talking about it. Everyone's going, what's going on with that name? But everyone knows about it now.
What's the phrase? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Absolutely.
Well, a certain music shop's going to find out in a minute.
Lefty Mike, day one with the Duke of Tone. So far, I like it. Oh, nice. That's what I might get one of them instead, actually, because again, makes a good video. Those Duke of Tones. Alan Rice, what's Alan got? He's got a nice telly there. Nice.
Yeah.
He says, "Hi guys, late joining you, but better late than never." Absolutely.
Now that looks tasty. I don't know what it is. Looks like a Jazz Master.
That's a special jazz. I don't know what that bridge. I love that bridge. We talked about Glenn's.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I love that bridge. I don't know what's going on with that. That's really cool, isn't it?
I'd like to go with P90s. Oh, yes, please.
That's not P90s. They're jazz pickups.
Are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not. Have I got this right? Is it Jaguars that aren't? No. They're different pickups. Good evening, gents. I'm on vacation and finally get to watch live. Getting to play a good bit. Oh, nice one, Glenn.
Excellent stuff. Excellent.
Yes, nice one. Rock on Gibbo. All right, laddies. Paul, do you do as music mixing and producing as you used to? Could we see your approach to mixing a track? The Studio Rat songs sound great. Oh, thanks, mate. I do. Have I done a mix video?
We did one on.
Let me have a quick look.
We have done one, I'm sure.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If I can, I'm going to do a quick search on channel. I'm going to see if I can find the mixing video, and then I'll post a link.
I also have a question, Paul. You know, you did the horse meat video. Sorry, not. Oh, hang on. Let me just check that the video I'm about to talk about is live. Hang on.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful.
So you've done a track recently. You've done a video where you played. There was a backing track that you played, and you played over the top.
Yep.
And I went, that sounds like me playing drums.
It was you playing drums.
It is me playing drums.
So it was a Studio X track that was written. It's completely finished. Hold on, I'll do your question first.
Yeah.
Actually, it was finished. Jack Rubinacci was on it. Did the lyrics and the melody and stuff, and then I canned it because I didn't think didn't feel like a Studio X track.
I really liked it. It sounded great.
It's just a bit too. It's a bit too 80s rock for me for the Studio X. Yeah, I know, but it's not. It's like, maybe it's not dirgy enough for me. You know, I like a bit of a
far too cynical and.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. We just go back.
Sorry, yes.
So Rock on Gibbo. There are 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 mixing videos on the Studio X channel. There's mixing in Studio One. There's mixing in. There's a couple in there actually, and there's some Luna mixing in Luna as well.
But I think it's fairly safe to say you can get your sound out of whatever because it's the way you hear it and the tools you use to get there.
Yeah,
and they're all pretty much broad across any DAW, and the approach that you take to mixing would work in anything.
Yeah, I think I would have thought that if you know, like yourself, if you know, if you mix a song in Pro Tools and you mix the song in, I don't know, Logic or whatever, you probably come out sounding pretty identical. Yeah.
So yes, we do have mixing tutorials. Yes, it's all good.
Yes, they are on there. Let us know if you can't find them, Rock On, and then we'll find a way of getting the links to you. Okay, Soundly's Banana Cam's back. He says, I accidentally drank a bottle of Invisible Ink last night. I'm still in hospital waiting to be seen. God, he's going through the book.
These are my level of jokes.
Yeah, they are actually, yeah. War Without Tribes in the hoose. He said, loved your guitar playing on the strings video, Paul. Your right hand technique is awesome. You always hit the strings just right. Oh, cheers, War Without Tribes. That's really nice. That's really nice. Thank you, Matt. I need a bit of a picking up on that. Mendel Rock says, oops, 23 minutes late joining today. Hi, Mendel. Mr. North's in the hoose. He says, one of the many students at the gig last night wrote on his phone, very mayorish, and showed it to his pal. I agree. However, Suspect Posen has a far greater jazz capacity. I think it's basically, it must be annoying for someone like that, because it is that sort of John Mayer-y, music.
Well, it's a trio, and it's kind of jazzy, bluesy, kind of.
It's Americana jazz. It's like, I wouldn't say jazzy, but it's got an element of some jazz in it. Like Mayer has, I guess, to a certain extent. I really like. I think John Mayer's a fantastic guitar player, but is Errol Posen better? Possibly. you know, who's better than anybody? It's
Yeah, but better or worse is very dangerous territory, isn't it? But because
it's better or what?
someone's going to say, "Oh,
John Mayer's a fantastic. The thing about John Mayer, when he plays, when John Mayer plays, you know it's John Mayer. He's one of the last guitar players, like guitar heroes.
Yeah,
well known.
I put Joe Bonamassa in that category, although you've got to really work to tell which one's which sometimes.
Yeah, I think with Joe Bonamassa, sometimes yes, you can definitely tell it's him, but he also sounds like Eric Johnson sometimes, and but yeah, no, Eric. I mean, Bonamassa.
To steal from one source is plagiarism. To steal from many is research. Therefore,
but then your average punter out there wouldn't know who Joe Bonamassa was. No. Your average punter would know who John Mayer was.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Pet says, do you think the acoustic guitar is a much harder guitar style, a la Tommy Emmanuel, to master than your typical electric shredder? I find fingerstyle much easier than fast electric lines.
As someone who finds it very hard to play acoustic, I would completely agree with that. I think someone like Tommy Emmanuel's an amazing player.
And then have you heard him play electric as well?
No.
Just fantastic. Yeah, just brilliant. Yeah. Would I say it's harder? I'd say to play like Tommy Emmanuel. God, yeah. I mean, I look at it. I think you can look at some guitar players, like electric guitar players, and go, oh, right, yeah, I get what he's doing there. And Tommy Emmanuel, you go, I don't even know how he's doing that.
But I mean, you listen to someone like Eric Johnson play acoustic, or and then you know it's equally beautiful as his electric playing. Yeah. I think. I mean, to be fair, I've heard you play acoustic, and I go, okay.
Oh, that's very nice of you. I mean, it's not the same. It's yeah, but thank you.
No, but I went when I play acoustic on tracks.
Yeah,
I spend the first 30 seconds of the song going, yeah, I can do this, and then from about 35 seconds to the end, my left hand is in absolute cramp.
Yeah. If you're a bit out of practice on the old acoustic, it can definitely, I can definitely do that. I mean, I toured as an acoustic guitar player in a band, so I sort of really got my chops down on the acoustic, because I think acoustic's more feel than.
You've got no help, have you? You've got no distortion or overdrive or anything. The sound is what you make with that box in front of you.
Yes. RG, if you're coming up, mate, if you're coming on, whoever RG is, we can't see you, and it says devices not connected, so we have to be able to see you to let you on. We haven't had any problems yet with anyone coming on. We're hoping that everyone is a fairly decent person.
Who knows what may happen tonight?
It could all go wrong. Sound is dad jokes is the way I roll. Is the way. Good. That's very good, actually. Hey Duncan, hope you're well, says Larry. Dad jokes are not dad jokes until they are fully grown. I think sound is banana cams like no. Shep Shepherd saw Steve Hackett a week ago yesterday. Never seen anyone with such a light touch and such a perfect vibrato. Was about 15 feet away. Amazing, nice one. Oh, that'd be good.
Yep, I'd be interested to know. Was that the Genesis Recovered tour with Craig Rundell on drums? Because if it was, that's an amazing show.
Oh wow. Simon Cook says Rutherford got stuck in South Africa in lockdown, and the only guitars he could get hold of was a couple of Squire Strats. He loved them so much he used them on tour with a few mods by his tech. Oh, that's interesting. That's what
I like that.
Lee says Zoom multi-effects. If you can turn the speakers off, which I think you can, just get one and get a cheap IR pedal to run into it, and it will sound great. Alternative to the Zoom, Boss GT1 into an IR. Yeah, the Boss GT1 is a good unit. Anthony says Paul Reed Smith had a video describing why he named each pedal those names. There we go. There we go. Lee says, Shep, I wanted to catch this Hackett to it. The Seconds Out gig last year was fantastic. Glenn with his lovely, that's such a nice guitar. We're going to keep talking about that, aren't we?
Well, he's
there we go. He's telling us it's an Elliott Tone Master, Peter Stroud signature. Ooh, I might check that out.
lovely.
So I'm looking for. I've got money. I've got money. Actually, this sort of all links into the story today. Let's do Mike's. Let's do Mike's thing.
Yeah.
Mike says, chaps, have you seen the latest YouTube video by the guy who deconstructed the tone of electric guitar? He's done one for amps. It was fascinating. I did see it. That came up in my feed. I haven't seen it yet. He's really good, that guy. He's I mean, I didn't agree with him with the. I agree with him. You can't not agree because he sort of proved something. But to me, he didn't prove something. There's definitely a difference between different woods and all that sort of stuff, without a doubt. Anyone that tells me that you can put like a set of strings, between two points, and it sounds the same as it's no. But anyway, where do we get to?
So,
okay.
Tell us about your potential shopping trip. Tell us about Iron Man has gone.
Iron Man is gone, which was the first master built Strat that I owned.
That, to be honest, was a beautiful guitar.
Great, absolutely, it was a great guitar. It was a great guitar, and then I bought the pink paisley one.
Yeah, which is also a beautiful guitar.
Which to me, I mean, I picked that up, and it is just it's the best playing guitar that I've ever played.
Wow.
So then I picked that in. The other one was a great guitar, but it didn't feel like this one. So I'm like, maybe there's another master built out there that I can sell this one, and then go and have a look around, see if I can get another master built. Maybe whoever built this one? Who built this one? What's his name? I can't even read.
Paul steps off camera.
Yeah, sorry. I can't remember the name of the builder on that one. I'm really tired from that gig last night. Yes, but like another one of his guitars. So anyway, what happened was I sold that guitar, sold Iron Man, the red master built Strat.
And you've still got Hulk, haven't you? Because Hulk's the HSS Strat, isn't it?
Still got the Hulk.
Right.
And then I thought, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get myself a 50s Strat, not a proper 50s, a 50s custom shop.
70 grand.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm not going to get that. Bought an absolutely fantastic guitar. Which shall I show you the guitar now? It's quite a long story. This. Okay. Now this, and I'm going to demonstrate this.
Right.
Okay. So here's the guitar.
That looks like an Eric Johnson.
It does look like an Eric Johnson, doesn't it? Right. And now I'm going to do some of the things on this. If you look at the neck on that.
Oh.
It's got a nice neck on it. It's all nicely smashed up as I like it. But as I stand there, it is just literally.
Oh, God.
It is so light. It's like under 7 pounds. It's so light.
Wow.
And it's really resonant. It sounds fantastic. So
is it a master built or is it just a custom shop?
Custom shop.
Right.
Really pleased with that. And me and Greg were playing it this morning because it arrived yesterday. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I've got some money to spend because I sold a master built and I bought. I've got some cash. So thinking, right, what other guitar do I want? I've been looking around.
I just went.
Was that?
You put the word out, and I just went.
I sent you guys some pictures. I sent you and Greg some pictures of guitars that I was looking at.
They were shockers.
I see you're wrong. So okay, right. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask the audience what they think. So I sent James a picture of a Novo. Have you got the picture?
Let me just get it. I was nearly sick in my mouth when you that picture.
Amazing.
Hold on a second. Let me just get those pictures. Do you mean this thing?
No, that's Greg's. Greg
All right.
sent that through. That's honestly, like, I saw that today. I saw that. No, that's a Nick Hoover.
Oh, this.
There it is.
I was
Just touch the screen so they can see the full picture. Just touch the screen so they can see the full picture.
That is hideous.
Okay.
I know Scholl's got one.
Yeah, he's got a few.
He's got a pink one. The pink one with P90s we see quite a lot on his videos.
Yes.
I'm really sorry. That's hideous.
Really? What? Oh, okay. So I'm going to ask the audience. What do you guys think of?
You know what's wrong with that?
I really like that.
Top neck joint.
What?
The top neck joint on this side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being set with the bottom neck joint. It just looks wrong.
Mate, but that's what a Strat is.
No. Not like that. That's
no,
hideous.
no. I agree, but look at a Strat.
No, on a Strat. No, they're not. No, that just looks wrong. I think no. You know what it is? On a Strat, look at the scratch plate on a Strat. The line flows through top to bottom. On this, the line doesn't flow top to bottom. It's like, we've got. We need to be able to play it. Let's cut this bit out. Sorry, that's hideous.
It's an offset. It's an offset guitar. So you know, like a Jaguar or like a Jazzmaster or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, but and I'd like to see what the audience say about that.
As the great football manager Ron Atkinson once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, wrong as it may be."
So yeah, thinking about that. Anyway, that one's gone now.
Right.
I was going to buy it until you guys put me off. So anyway, got some money. So me and Greg, we got up this morning. Greg was staying over, and then we thought we'd go down to my local music shop. I'm not going to say who the local music shop is, even though. Anyway, let's ignore the, Greg coming on and.
Anyway, moving on.
I went down to my local music shop, and my local music shop has now got a boutique room
out the back.
Yeah. Okay, let's not let's not name names. I think everyone's gonna know who it is.
Yeah.
I go in there with Greg. Right. What am I? How old am I? 48. I'm 48. I go in there, and I've been going to this shop for years. It's a high end shop and all that. If I go in there, I've spent a lot of money in that shop. I'm not 16 years old, first of all, so I go into this room, and it's beautiful. They've got all the guitars there. See a guitar that I'm really interested in, which was a double TV Jones Telecaster.
Right.
2 TV Jones, like a Gretsch, but a Telecaster.
Yeah.
Custom shop. I was like, that could be the one. Go up to it, pick it up, and I'm having a look at it. Second-hand one. Pick it up, have a look at it, and I get guys. Can you ask before you take anything off the wall? Right. So that's the first thing. Now, I wouldn't mind if there were signs on the wall saying, "Please ask before removing the guitar."
That's acceptable. That is acceptable.
That's acceptable. Or
someone has made eye contact and started chatting to you.
Absolutely. Or you weren't, like ever since you've been in that shop, you weren't allowed to do that. Now that's never been the case. That's what's always been good about the shop. Like if I'm going in there and I'm going to be spending $3,500 grand on a guitar, I don't want to be treated like a 16-year-old. Like a 16-year-old kid going in and going, "Oh, look at this, look at this."
I want coffee. I want some niceties. I want a cushion. I want somewhere nice to sit and play.
Yeah, this socially inept. And anyway,
individual.
So what's happened here is, one, I don't appreciate being talked. I'm at that age now where, and I've spent enough money on guitars in that shop. I can't remember what my second point was. And 3,
So you don't want to be recognised, or you don't go, "Oh, that's Paul Drew, the studio."
No, I wouldn't expect. I would not expect anyone. No,
But
channels
at the same
like big
time,
enough.
it's like me walking into a drum shop and saying, with some sticks and sort of picking some drums up and stuff. I wouldn't expect it. Certainly in shops where I've spent significant amounts of cash, I wouldn't expect to be treated like that.
No, and also, it's just it could have been done a lot better. And then and three, I put the guitar back, didn't buy it because I didn't even try it. I just thought you are, so I'm not even going to spend your money in this shop.
Because I've had that. In fact, with Greg, maybe it's Greg.
Ah, that's what it is.
I've had that in a well-known music shop in Brighton, and again, I have money in my pocket, money to burn in my pocket, and we walked out. It's like, fine, screw you. I won't spend money in that shop now.
Oh, man. Anyway, positive.
Yes.
Let's go. So anyway, yes. So I'm looking for something different. A guitar that I haven't got.
So not another Telecaster.
No. I don't mind if it's a Telecaster. That's because I really like a double TV Jones Telecaster.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like a double TV Jones. Hey, look, we're up to 75. 75 peeps. Yes. So I'd like one of them, but I don't want anything so obscure that it's as soon as I buy it, it's worth half the value of that when I bought it. So
you do like to pass on an instrument, don't you?
Yeah, because you're trying to find the ultimate instrument and stuff, aren't you? And there's some guitars that I would never get rid of, and there's some guitars that are just like, and it's good for the channel to keep things moving, and it makes it interesting and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Anyway,
should we talk about gear news?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Are we at that stage?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. There's a few.
Before we do, there's two things I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
There's two things. One, it's a little off topic for this channel, but it was very interesting today or this week to find that Stephen Slate, he of Slate Digital, had sold the company to Audiotonics.
So who are Audiotonics?
So Audiotonics are Alan Heath. They are Digico. They're the company that bought SSL. They're responsible for all the new SSL stuff that's coming through, all the rack units and the 6 and the big 6, things like that. And they now own Slate Digital. They do not own Slate Audio, which is Raven and the microphones, things like that, and the headphones. They do own. Actually, no, I think the microphones are Slate Digital, but they don't own the headphones. They don't own Raven, but they've bought. Stevens is a very smart guy. A very smart businessman has gone, right, I have an exit strategy. I'm going to make a few quid here.
Yeah.
Audiotonic, if they follow current form, will not be stripping the company down for parts and assets and trying to make them use one global marketing division or one.
It's a software company. It's a software company primarily. So, yeah.
Might it mean that we see Slate plugins inside Digico products, inside Alan Heath project products? Very likely.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason that they've done it.
Yeah, inside, bundles with SSL plugins, that can make a lot of sense.
Does that mean we're not going to get the pleasure of any Stephen Slate videos anymore?
No, because he still has Raven. He still has the headphone division.
Guys, if you haven't seen a Stephen Slate video, go and have a look at the price list.
Never blinks.
Anyway, great. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, that's interesting.
But I mean, what it actually meant, what was interesting about it is that Stephen not only, as an audio visionary, I will put him in that category because the guy's a very smart guy, great businessman, a great innovator. But at the end of the day, he doesn't want to work forever. He's still a young guy. He now doesn't need to worry.
Yeah, fantastic. That's the way to do it.
which is great.
Well
The other interesting news this week was another channel put out a story about valves, stroke tubes, and where the great valve shortage of 2022 went.
Go on.
Well, there isn't one.
See, I did the old panic buy, and
Yeah.
I bought a couple of sets for each of my amps and all that.
I bought a couple of sets for. I bought a set for the Cornford, and I've now bought a set for the Marshall. But because I bought a set for the big Marshall because I think they need doing. Because once we cranked it, it was very noisy.
It was very noisy. Oh, did you see that comment? Did you see that comment about the guy going? He said, "You don't turn down an amplifier by turning the standby switch on." He said, "Use your guitar volume in bold capitals," and it's just like
that would have made no difference at all if the amp was making.
Yeah.
Bless. So the Cornford and the JCM 2000 are going off to Steve at Guitar Lodge because his father-in-law is a servicing person. They're going to get the once over. But it was very interesting to read some of the backstory around the great valve shortage due to the war in Ukraine. There is no valve shortage. Keep buying valve amps, people. Keep buying valves. But just be aware that valves are quite expensive. I mean, they've always been expensive, but valves are quite expensive now. The good people at Watford Valves have enough. By the sounds of it. I spoke to them today. Very lovely people. So no more panic buying. No more, oh my God, I need to buy 15 sets of valves for every amp I've got. You don't.
Yeah.
A spare set is probably not a bad idea. If you rely on an amp like Paul does, like for the Matchless or the Bad Cat, then have a spare set. If you, like me, could survive without one of them for a week or 3, you probably don't need to bother.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Anyway, so should we do gear news?
Yes, let's do gear news. Let me.
As an aside to that, if you do start digging for maybe, and you fancy some light viewing from another channel about the great valve shortage of 2022, that might be the thing to put into YouTube to find it.
Absolutely. Right. Here we go. So a few things out this week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few more coming out this week actually as well that we know about. JHS 3 Series harmonic tremolo octave reverb revealed, which is, I mean, how great is that? So they've done an octave reverb and a harmonic trem, and still $99.
Do you know what? I've changed. I'll hold my hand up and say I've changed my mind about these pedals.
Yeah,
I love the idea.
Yeah, it's great. It's a brilliant.
And do you know what I love about them the most?
They're cheap.
Well, they're cheap. I'm not going to say they're cheap. I'm going to say inexpensive because I suspect with a JHS sticker on them, they're not going to be cheap or cheap sounding or cheap functionally. And my big thing was on a pedal board in the dark, how are you going to tell the difference? But what you've actually got is a nice big white space to mark it in a way you will know.
Yeah. That's why I did that as well.
I mean,
for that reason.
Stickers on or put writing on or whatever works for you to know what everything is. Great idea. I didn't appreciate it at first. I've had some time to reflect on the error of my ways, and I like it.
You're a big man. You're a big man. No, I think. I mean, the guy's he's a very smart guy,
and I love his videos as well. I love his
humor. He's brilliant. He's a great guitar player. He's very incredibly talented, and obviously a bit of a genius as well. Yes, very very likable man. Next, IK Meter multimedia amplitude Tonex AI tone capture. So yeah, we sort of gone over this. It's basically a Kemper for your computer, which I think is a brilliant thing. So
Yes.
the Kemper's like really old technology now. I'm not, not knocking the Kemper. It's great, but there's so much processing now in
Still got
computers.
your Kemper?
Huh?
Have you
No,
still?
I haven't got a Kemper anymore. No. And I think this is a really, really good, exciting thing. And there are a few amp simulator plugins out there that I really like, and I think are really good.
Mhm.
But I would always, if you can use an amplifier or use a hardware processor to do the work, I would definitely say to do it. But now, you can actually have the sound of your amplifier if you want. You can capture your amplifier and then use it in recordings, and I think that's a really good thing.
And this is not that expensive, is it?
No, I think the basic version is about £99, something like that. Here we go. So Tonex SE is €99. You get 200 tone models. To be honest, do you need any more than that?
No.
Tonex 150. Tonex Max is 250, and Tone Capture. So that's where you can actually capture, I guess.
Yeah.
That's €200.
That's still not bad.
No, I don't. I don't think that's.
It's a couple of JHS pedals.
There's that, and also there'll be loads of captures going around. It's capturing real amps as opposed to simulating.
Nice.
An amplifier. Yeah, I think it's really good. Oh, it's going to be really good. So was it Lee that mentioned the Victory pedal? Yeah. So Victory brought out a bunch of pedals in conjunction with Thorpe Effects. I think they look really good. I love the big dual
Right off the front of a Fender twin reverb.
Exactly, yeah, or an aux box. Yeah. No, I think they look really good. Will I be getting any? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any need. But yeah, exciting stuff.
Nice.
Yes, so we talked about all this. This PRS pedals. So Horse Meat, which is one I did a video on yesterday. Mary Cries compressor. Why is it called Mary Cries?
I don't know.
The Wind Cries Mary, but that's not.
That's what I thought. I thought there was a Wind Cries Mary joke there, because obviously the next one's called The Wind Through the Trees.
Yeah, I mean, so it's basically an LA2A style compressor. To me, I think if someone brings out a compressor today, it needs to have a mix knob on it. And I know an LA2A doesn't have a mix knob on it, but I think that would be that was a missed feature of that, I think.
Yes.
And Wind Through the Trees.
Now this I liked. I mean, the dual Allen flanger, I kind of like the idea of.
Oh, they put a dry wet on this as well. Look, they put a dry wet on that. Put a dry wet on that.
I like the idea of that, because I do like a good flange, and I know that's set me up for the double entendres. But, I like a flanger. I actually prefer a flanger to a chorus, because I like that kind of tubey sound you can get out of a flange.
Yeah, tonally sort of. I get it. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
even with no movement on, because you just get that kind of tubey tone.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd have chosen that as the hold frame for the video, but
no, I don't think so. But yeah.
Horse Meat sounded interesting. This is the thing. I still think it still sounded like you, and it still sounded like the sort of tones you get when you're playing through any selection of overdrives or distortion-y boxes, be it Boss or my Governor or any of the made ones I've done. I just think it sounds like the person.
Yeah.
Because you have your tone that you like, so you try and dial it in. You might get it quicker or slower depending on the unit and what it can do. But
I I think it's hard.
I've probably got half a dozen different distortions and overdrives down here on the floor, and I probably make them all sound about 80% the same.
Yeah, and you're probably right, mate. You're probably right. I think you're right. I think maybe it's the person that's playing it. I think that the review videos are worth doing, but I think the person that's playing it is feeling the difference because of the way that it reacts and stuff. But yes, you're probably gonna make it sound the way that you make something sound. This one, I thought there's some new Gibson stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So the Gibson faded SG standard 61 Maestro, Les Paul standard 50s and 60s.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it?
I like that a lot.
Do you like the uncovered humbuckers?
I do, yeah. Very, very appetite for destruction.
Yes.
If it was a zebra, one black, one white, I'd like it even more. Is that right?
Yeah. No. I agree. I think zebra would look cool. But yes, I think my favourite out of all of them would probably be
lovely. Yeah. How much?
Yeah. The SG is €2,200.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah,
because you can pick up a friend of mine, and you referred to it as a chainsaw case.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had a white SG.
Yeah.
In a chainsaw case.
Yeah.
Back when I was in school and we were about 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, that was a good guitar. Now, I appreciate that's a 14, 15-year-old saying it was a good guitar, but that thing sounded great.
SGs are great. If you can find a good SG,
that's what I'm missing at the minute.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's what I'm missing. The only thing about an SG is that it's like with Gibsons. I don't play Gibsons that much. I've got a couple, but they're there if I really need that sound. But I tend to not really need that sound, so I don't really want to go and spend that sort of money on a guitar that is not really going to get used that much.
And you could probably find a second-hand one of those for half that money.
Well, the one that I think was really good was the Andertons, CME Andertons. It's a CME Gibson SG. They're all sold out now, but they did this one in drab. There we go. There it is.
Drab green. Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, olive drab. They called it.
Right.
Anyway, it's not going to go there, is it? Yeah, olive drab, and I love that because that's the Chris Cornell.
Yes. Yeah.
5 color, and I really like that.
I still like the sort of the faded cherry one, which is the Angus Young one, the Angus Young color.
Yeah. I used to have a 62 SG, like a proper 62 SG with two P90s.
Ooh,
I can't believe I sold that guitar. I was like so young and so stupid. So there's that, and this I thought was interesting.
That's nice.
So yeah, the Music Man Sabre came out 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
and so a few weeks ago, Music Man announced that they'd brought out this new pickup technology. Can't remember what it was called. Anyway, funny why they're not using that, but they put Fluence pickups on them.
They're pretty.
They're Sterling. Maybe that's why. So they're Sterling ones. Okay, well, that's quite a nice upgrade for a Sterling.
How much?
Well, these are the Far East made ones. They're 1,500 quid still.
Yes, it's not a cheap guitar by any stretch.
Not a cheap guitar, is it at all? I mean, you could buy an American guitar for that, can't you?
Yeah,
American made guitar for that. Anyway, that's me done. I'm there. Stop screen. There we go.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Mr. Drew. Your research as ever is
appreciated. I spent a long time doing that during the week. Take that.
Don't remove the veil. Right, let's get back into it.
RJB says, have you ever owned an EVH guitar or amp? what did you think of the neck fill? Also, EL34 line sounds best to me looking into. Thanks. Love your channel. Cheers, RJB. Yes, I have. Have you, James? Have you owned any?
I tried to buy one once, buy an amp, but I wasn't allowed.
Oh, was that in Brighton? Okay.
Yes.
I haven't even tried an EVH amp, but I used to have the white striped single humbucker Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
I bought it because Guitar had a load of them cheap, like really cheap.
Right.
And it's a single humbucker Floyd Rose with a drop D. I don't know what the Floyd Rose call it. It's a little thing you push and it just nips it down. And it was a stonking guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It just had, that Eddie Van Halen sound.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I don't quite understand why or how, but it's like lots of saturation. Yep. And the pickups, they didn't seem like horrible, really high output pickups. There was just so much saturation in those pickups, and you really got that Eddie Van Halen. It was brilliant. It was really good guitar.
I once played in a band with a guy who played the PV Wolfgang era, but the good ones, the American ones.
Yeah.
And they were great guitars.
Yeah.
Really good. And I remember I didn't actually buy it, but he said that the Far Eastern ones are also really good. It's just like we find with Fender, like the Fender made in Mexico's and things like that. It's the hardware that lets them down.
Yeah.
But the actual timber, if you took the bits off, put American bits on or alternative bits on, you'd have really good guitars.
Yeah, the EVH guitar that I had, it was a Mexican built one, I think, because it's a Fender. It's a Fender.
Steve,
I think they're really good.
Steve said to me about the Nashville.
Yeah.
He said the pickups will be great, and I said, to be honest, they are. They sound awesome. Yeah,
they do.
But he said, I'll get you an ashtray bridge for like, peanuts, and I'll put that on. And
nice.
He said, I'll roll. He said, as soon as I said, yeah, the fretwork's not great. He said, yeah, and I'll roll the neck as well. I was like,
nice one. There we go. Glenn says, yes, I love the string video. Sound amazing. The notes were jumping out clean and not muddy. We have a company here in Nashville called Stringjoy. Yes, Stringjoy, brilliant. So you can get Stringjoy now in the UK. There's
I know the distribution.
No. Oh, really? That's a shame. Yes. So Stringjoy, you can get Stringjoy in the UK. They're quite expensive. But yeah, no, great. And also who owns part of Stringjoy? One of the podcasters, forgot his name. Anyway.
Nice.
Yes. Lemon North said more blues jazz and jazz blues.
Right. Cool.
Rage Unlimited. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Rage Unlimited. Rock on Gibbo. How would you chaps develop a demo of a song into a track ready for mixing and mastering? That's a really good question.
That's a really good idea.
It's a really good question. Do you know what? It depends. If you're not used to doing it yourself, try and find someone that can produce it and learn from that person that's producing it. I would say that would be a really good way of doing it. If you're getting someone that can produce well, they'll be giving you ideas. And
do you know, I think that's it. Production. Everyone goes on about the role of the producer is to know all the gear and all the buttons. No, the role of the producer is to get the very best out of the artist and the song.
Absolutely.
And if you're working, the person you're working with, you don't even have to have them in the studio, but send them a track, say, what do you think of this? If they give you 5 things, go and work on those 5 things. Send the track to them again. If they give you another 5 things, work on those 5 things. And eventually you'll have, let's not pretend that if the song is a turd, there is the phrase you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter.
Yes.
If the song's not great, it's never gonna be Olivier Award. What's Ivor Novello Award winning.
Sure.
However, if you've got a great song with just some not very well implemented ideas, or some production-y type stuff, or just some arrangement issues, a producer can help you fix that.
Hold on. Has Rock on Gibbo got a BFG there? Is that a BFG Gibbo? It looks like a BFG.
Does look like it. I did think that.
BFG, great.
Yeah.
They've gone up in value. Those BFGs now.
So
so cheap.
So yeah, but even if it's your mum, it can be anyone who has an idea.
Don't get your mum involved. Don't get your mum involved.
My wife is my best critic, because until something's actually really good, she'll say it's fairly average, and you've done better than that before.
No, your mum will always tell you everything's great.
My mum.
I mean, look, everything's a learning curve, and you've got to start somewhere.
And do it more. Just do it more.
Yeah. So just do it. Just do it. If you can find someone you can learn from as well, fantastic. Actually, we don't even know what stage Rock on Gibbo's at. He might be a fantastic songwriter and a producer and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, if just do it, record it, learn from the mistakes, record another one, learn from those mistakes. Every time you get better and better and better.
Yeah.
Dave McQuillan says, we have a 2011 Brian May special. Love the sound, but find it uncomfortable to play. Keep playing over and hitting the neck pickup. Interesting. Brian May's got quite an unusual technique, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Lee says, acoustic electric, surely it's down to whatever you've spent more time playing and practicing. If you spent your life playing acoustic, you're going to be great at it. I guess, yeah. Larry says, we're hoping everyone is a fairly decent person. I get my coat. Bruce says, Tommy Emmanuel plays absolutely amazing electric player also. Yeah, he actually started out on electric. There are some YouTube videos. Yeah, he's ridiculous. He's so good. Duncan Mitchell, hey Larry North, I am good. If that was for me.
No, I think it was a comment that Greg made earlier, but
yes, no. Yes, but I think Duncan said, "Oh, Larry's back" or whatever. Yes, Genesis revisited Foxtrot at 50. Yes, drummer was amazing. All of the were.
Yes. Good back.
Lee says, I feel Paul only cheers up when he shares at the end of the story. Come on, share with the group. Therapy time. It was a bit therapy. It really put me down today, because you don't expect to be. Anyway, it's all over now. It's all over. Rock on Gibbo, have you had much experience with Music Man guitars? Not a lot, actually. I played a few. I've never owned one. I always find the neck is a bit narrow for me. And I mean, when I say narrow, I've said this before, but just in case. Like that way.
Yeah.
That way, I always find it's a bit narrow. Bit small. Great for small hands. I've got small hands.
A terrible line then.
Yeah.
The small hands. I was saying Jeremy Beadle played one.
Oh, see, now you've crossed the line now. No one thinks
the guitar player in a band I played in only had Music Man. He had an Axis and a Super Sport, and they were great guitars.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah,
really really want a Luke.
Yeah,
I really want a Luke.
I'd really like a Luke if the neck wasn't silly.
And I'd quite like a JP as well. Not a Magic. The JP6 is a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah. Pet says, James says it's just a custom shop. Yes, yes, I got that as well. But I know what you mean.
That, but it's not the master builds that you've got.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I'm not insulting custom shops, because quite frankly, I'd love some. Yes, I don't mean to be flippant about my.
No, it's all right. No, it's not. Dave Bros, I like it. Same here. Ha, says Pet. Novo, no. Interesting. Yeah, but Lee likes Sir looking things and like super strats and stuff.
Yeah.
David Bros can't see the neck joint. I think we're talking about the Novo thing.
Here we go.
What's that?
I've just had to boot out some of our friends who are advertising their services.
Simon Cook says, check out Tommy by Focus Live in Dublin 1973 on YouTube. Not a peddling site, just amp, Les Paul, and Jan Ackerman's hands. Masterful. He was the reason I took up playing when I was 13. Awesome.
Wow.
Nice one.
What's the song of theirs that I really, really love? Sits beautifully under the fingers. Love playing that track.
Yeah, you can skip through. Keep going. Because they're having a little chat amongst themselves.
Yeah. Sylvia, thank you.
There we go. With Sylvia.
Yeah, there we go.
Duncan also says should have more Northerners on the show. Yeah, we would do if you could understand what they were saying. No, Larry, you can understand everything. Larry.
Simon says, stand up.
Simon says, after I had Sylvia on the coach radio on a school skiing trip to Italy, met him at Manson's guitar show a few years ago. Oh, nice.
I did as well. I met him at Manson's, probably at the same show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, several years ago now. But
what was that tribe says? Simon Cook, I love Focus. Have you seen that DVD of them rehearsing in the castle? Some awesome moments in that. I haven't seen that. Actually, maybe I should go and have a look at Focus. Which shop are we talking about? We're not talking about shops.
No,
we can't, because I think it's even though no. Larry says, aside from being told not to touch, there was no interaction. James's comment about a seat, the sofa had cases on it. I was prepared to wait if there was a chair. General foul. It wasn't great. It really wasn't great.
I'm sorry. Every person who walks in the shop should be treated like someone who has a £10,000 credit limit on their card.
Well, can we just say, yeah, no, I agree with you. But can we say, so Greg counted 20 staff in the shop wandering around, not doing a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a room like that at the back, which has expensive guitars in it, you expect to be greeted if you're greeted at the door and said, how can I help you? Can I take you through to this, like that?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's service.
Now, even at GC Guitar Center in the States, you get that.
Yeah, you do.
They are a classic box shifter.
Yeah.
Even at GC, you get that.
Yeah.
And you get someone talking to you. Now, bear in mind, American levels of customer service, people would be scared of over here.
Yes, you would.
I remember when Westfield Stratford City first opened, which is an American-owned brand, all the stores had clearly been through an American training program to get their customer service levels up, as in you were greeted as you walked in. Now, that's, first of all, that does one thing. It stops shoplifting.
Yes.
Because you've been clocked. You've been spoken to. There is no kind of hood down kind of sneaking in. You've been spoken to. That's a guaranteed and is a proven way to stop shoplifting.
Yeah.
But what it also does is it makes you engage with the staff. All of a sudden, that staff member is trying to draw out little bits of info about where you need to go in the store and how you get you there. And quite frankly, how they can make their commission. And if they're not doing that, well, it's their own fault. So actually, that particular shop, they lost out this time.
Yeah.
We should dive into here because...
Oh, thanks, Pet. Thanks, mate. Pet says, I can't believe I can run 2 Oxy boxes into my twin Apollo, 1 optical and 1 TRS. How would that look in console? The same, mate. You wouldn't. It looks exactly the same. Fade looks exactly the same. I can show you exactly how it would look because I drag up my console and do this. So So, for instance, I've got this SP diff. I've got an ADAT input there, which was coming from the aux box. So I've got exactly the same fader as I would, and I've got my SP diff, which my Axe-Fx is plugged into. So it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Off screen.
Right. I think we were there. Go.
Rage Unlimited. A question. Got a Boss GX100. A guy said he uses balanced cables to get rid of DI box, and that confused me. Do I need a DI box, mono cables, or balanced cables for a stereo connection for live use? So that's a really good question. And as far as I know, a balanced signal, you don't need a DI box. The only thing you need it for if you're doing really long cable runs, I would say,
get from high impedance down to low impedance,
and it's already.
So here's the thing. If the outputs on the back of the GX100 are balanced, high impedance, line level, that's a good thing. It's balanced. It's a beautiful thing. But the chances are that the jack sockets you're going into the other end are not balanced.
Oh, really?
Fair chance. Unless you go into like the combi jacks that some interfaces and desks now have, which of course are balanced because they are the same pin configurations as the XLRs. But generally they're at line level. If you have a 100-meter run,
you still have line level balanced.
You can, yes, but line level is going to degrade because it's a high impedance signal. All balancing does is it stops interference getting on to the signal. It doesn't stop signal drop.
Right.
So if you've got a long run, you're still going to need a DI box to take it from high impedance down to low impedance.
Every day's a school day.
And then you can run it over a standard XLR cable into your desk.
Can I make a recommendation then?
You certainly can.
Right. Go and get yourself one of these.
Ooh.
This is, and I tell you what, it's really good. It's a Walrus Audio Canvas, but it's a stereo DI box, and it is designed for guitar interface, guitar processors.
Yep.
And it's stereo as well. They do a mono version in stereo, so make sure you get the stereo one, and it's great.
Yeah.
So that is what I would recommend to buy if you're looking for a decent guitar centric. Well, actually, it's not just guitar centric, but it's designed for guitar. Sorry, I didn't realize that. So that's everyday school day.
Yeah, just because it's balanced doesn't mean it's not going to degrade. All that means is you won't get, lighting noise or other mains hum getting onto your guitar signal.
Interesting. Right. That's really interesting.
This one's from Lee.
Huh?
This one's from Lee, not from us.
Lee says, Funky Bass, Guildford, UK. They have a YouTube channel. Owners the same.
We didn't say a word.
What were that Tribe's not sure. I have the Focus Masters from the Vaux DVD, but not watched it for a while. There we go. Excellent. How about Grey guitars?
Didn't we meet them at NAMM?
Yeah. It's really nice guitars. Nice guy. Nice, good guitars. Really good guitars. Good builders. The only thing for me is, James, we've got loads of.
I'm getting rid of it as I go through.
Okay, nice one. 69, Jesus. Okay, how can I put this? So there's certain guitars that as soon as you buy, if these small builders, you've really got to want that guitar, and that guitar's got to be a guitar that you hold on to for life, I would say. If you're someone like me that chops and changes guitars, buying a small boutique builder, and these are fantastic guitars, if there's a possibility that it might get moved on at some point, you can lose a lot of money. Yes, I think that's it. But James and I met them and played the guitars, and they were exceptionally good.
Yeah, really good.
John Waller says, "Hey gents, I'm going to be in London this coming weekend and week. Any thoughts on music guitar stores and venues I should check out?" Do you know what? I was up in London last Friday, and I walked to Denmark Street.
Yeah,
I was so disappointed.
Have Guitar still got their Camden store?
That's a good shout. That's a good shout. So yes, get yourself up to Camden, which is an area which is
just outside the bit you'd normally go to.
Yeah, is Camden more north?
Yes, very much so.
It's a really cool area, and yeah, it's lots going on there. And there's some great guitar stores there. That's where I would go to. To be honest,
specifically, Guitar is they've got Guitar. I've got a store there. If you were south of London, I would say Guitar Epsom. Denmark Street, if you want a laugh, just how ridiculously overpriced everything is.
It's overpriced.
It's a bit sad now, I think.
I think, John, I think you're going to come over and go to guitar stores in the UK and be extremely disappointed. There are some really good ones. There are some really good ones.
Be prepared to be shouted at.
Yeah. I mean, Anderton's is worth a visit, but it's not London. It's 40 minutes outside London on a train. Easy to get to. Just get on a train at London Bridge and you'll be in you'll be over in Guildford in 40 minutes. And Anderton's a good shop, and it's obviously quite famous amongst us guitar players now because of the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'd recommend that. Peach Guitars, I'd recommend.
They're near me. They're a way out.
Yeah, it's quite a way out.
A new store I saw in Huntingdon called Music. Hang on a second. That I need to go to because they're not a million miles from me. Store Huntingdon. What are they called again? They're called Music Street.
Music Street, yes.
Looks really good. But again, that's well out of London. But I was like, I have to go there and check those guys out because it looks very impressive.
Where would you? Yeah, London's funny because you used to go. I mean, Denmark Street's worth the trip to go to Denmark Street.
Denmark Street and Tottenham Court Road is, where Paul and I used to go into London and just hang out and lose days looking in shops. The truth of the matter is, the shop. I've skipped school to go to Denmark to Tin Pan Alley today. There are some good. Andy's Guitars is still there, and there's some rare stuff in there. Roker's is still there.
But you're right though. I mean, that's the thing about these little guitar shops. Like considering what you're coming from, John, where there's still loads of vintage, exciting guitars to be seen.
Yeah.
You're going to come into the UK and go, God, that's expensive, and there's not much of it.
Well, you are at the moment. Actually, no, you're not. Not from the States.
Oh no, yeah, that's true. Actually, it might be good. Yeah, it might be good to buy something.
It's normally the other way. We go to the States because everything's so much cheaper.
Block user. Hold on. Let me see if I can block. You didn't.
I've been trying to catch.
You've already done it, have you? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go to Tin Pan Alley. It's worth a look, and yeah, it's worth a look.
And mind the pavement pizza as you're wandering along because it's horrible. Then go up north to Denmark to Guitar in Camden and just soak up some Camden vibe. If you're a bass player, the bass gallery in Camden is worth a look.
Yeah.
You do have to phone and make an appointment just to browse.
Oh, do you?
But they've got some beautiful basses in there.
They've got loads of coffee table looking basses,
Cynic. Anyway, Larry North says,
good point, James. I'm the lowest common denominator.
not sure what that means, but yeah.
Martino Pinto says, James, why don't we see you playing more often on the channel? It would be very nice. Don't leave all the scene to guitar players. I am too. Aha.
So, as I've been saying for what feels like an eternity, once the new space is done, I will have so much more scope and ability to make more content. At the moment, as you can see, I am quite literally falling over myself, a bit like I was in the old place, but it's just got silly. I can sniff it now. It's so close.
The waft of, yes.
There'll be more playing coming, lots of on guitar and drums and other things, and just making loads of noise. So yes, it's all good.
Excellent stuff. Funky Bass UK. Lee got it. That said, I found their online service to be great. It surprised me because their videos are so naff sometimes. Oh, I think I think they do make some. I think I think Lee Anderton as an interviewer is brilliant. I think he's entertaining. He's
very knowledgeable.
He's very knowledgeable, and he's humble as well. I really like Lee.
Lived in this industry all his life.
Yeah,
you know, his dad started the shop.
No, his granddad started the shop.
Granddad started the shop. He's been in this industry all his life.
Yeah.
So you know, and he steered that shop in a really good direction.
He's done really well with it. Shame about some of the stuff. Anyway. Simon Cook says, Paul, check it out. Check out Lewis Guitar Works in Somerset. I will do that. I'll make a note at Lewis Guitars, and I will definitely check them out. David says, Paul, just buy the Kramer Beretta already and call it a day. There we go. That's something I haven't got. It's true. Glenn says, Paul, just love the pink paisley with the P90. It's just a beast of a sound. That is one of the best sounding guitars I've seen on video. Yeah, I really love that guitar. It's a really good guitar. That
cute.
Who do we get to?
It still makes me laugh that you took that to a wedding.
Why?
Oh, no, because most people would take a Squire Strat, including.
They're meant to be played. That's the whole point.
Mate, I totally agree.
But that's my point. Again, that's why you buy a relic, because you get smacked.
Yes.
Mike says Duncan in a certain store stopped selling great guitars due to QC issues. Put me right off. Oh, what a shame. That's a shame, because when James and I tried them out, we thought they were really good.
Yeah.
KDH is really good.
Yes, that's who I was referring to with the story about valves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What were that, Tribes? Was the valve shortage thing just an attempt at starting a bubble? Could be. Who knows? Funky Bass UK. Cornfords are superb. They sure are.
We did a video on that amp, didn't we? And it is pretty awesome.
It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to hear that with some new valves in it.
It'll be nice to hear it through that 4x12.
Yes.
Given some serious things.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Lee says, valve shortage. I used a valve amp every weekend for 7 or 8 years. Never needed to replace a single valve. What's the story with needing replacements?
I think if they're thrashed a lot, and by that I don't necessarily mean used, I mean abused, like people turning them off without cooling them down first, things like that. It's not best practice. That's a nice way of saying it, isn't it?
I would say how hard it's driven. I mean, I've blown up. I've done sets of valves within weeks on certain amps. Or EL8 or based.
Well known that Vox style amps eat valves.
Yeah.
They drive them so hard to get that tone.
Yeah. Same with well, it's the same way that they drive is in a matchless.
Yeah.
But I haven't needed to replace the matchless yet. Where are we? Funky Bass UK. Did you guys see the latest Jim Lull video about where the tone comes from in the valve amps? Actually, someone else was talking about that earlier. No, we haven't seen it yet, but I will have a look at that.
I'm going to watch it after this.
Oh, nice. Simon also says, And also have a look at Waghorn Guitars, Bristol. I spoke to Alex Hutchins, great guitar player, and Manson's guitar show, and he let me play his signature Waghorn. Stunning instrument and a lovely guy. Yeah,
Is that
great.
the 8 string he's got?
Sorry?
Is that the 8 string he's got?
He's got an 8 string.
The thing about Alex, he is a lovely, lovely human being.
Is he?
Really lovely guy, really down to earth. Will talk to anyone. Will chew the hind legs off a donkey about guitar and tone and pedals and stuff. Really lovely.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice to know. Oh, what's this? Who's coming to the London Guitar Show at Kempton Park 30th?
I am. I'm now going to put London Guitar Show in.
Remember where Kempton Park is?
Near you, mate. It's a race course fairly near you.
No, that's Isha. What, Isha?
It's not. It's London International Guitar Show, Kempton Park. It is Kempton Park Racecourse. It is not a gazillion miles from you.
Apparently, it's in Gauteng, South Africa. Kempton Park. Hold on, Kempton Park Racecourse. Sorry, it is Surrey.
Sorry.
Is that the one in Isha? That's literally just down the road. I think my brain's going. Where is it? Let's have a look. About Us. No. Let's have a look.
Find out more. Oh, that's somebody else.
This isn't good. This isn't good.
It's not really great radio, is it?
But it's Staines Road. Oh, it's Sunbury.
Where's that? Oh, that's the other side, other end.
It's not far from me at all. It's not far from me. It's half hour.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yes, that sounds good. Should we do some filming?
Yes, definitely.
Let's do that.
30th of this month.
Take some camerals and go and see some. Ooh,
Defo.
Oh, hello, sexy time.
That's because of the links. The
links.
Yeah,
sexy time.
Yes.
Sexy time. Tim Downing. That's a nice Les Paul, isn't it? That's a pretty one like that. Modelling has hit a technology wall at the moment. There we go.
Well, the serious lack of chips is affecting the entire world. So I finally got a date on my car. It could be end of November.
Wow.
Only a year later.
Wow. Are they still offering you the full value of what they offered you before? Oh, that's great on your car. Mind you, I guess second-hand car prices have gone up.
Yes.
Anyway, Tim Jennings, the PRS pedal sounds great, but the name's no. Absolutely. We agree. Lee says, surely modelling is at terminal velocity now. After all, this is chasing a tone that was defined in the 50s. It's not like the basic driven guitar sound has changed much in 70 years. It's true.
It is true.
Mind you, guitar sounds are very different. What the sounds that you hear on like early Clapton stuff or Beatles stuff is very different to guitar sounds that have been used today.
Yes.
Anyway,
but you could say that the actual sound of the vocal is very different to what's being used today because of the sonic quality we have now.
Yeah. Lee says, I prefer uncovered humbuckers. Never like the chrome covers on any guitar. Oh, I see that. To me, I love chrome covers on humbuckers.
I think it's such a different sound. I don't think I have a preference, but I like both.
Okay.
They do sound different.
Do they sound different? I've never had. I'm guessing there must be some sort of slight sonic difference where the metal been over the top.
Yeah.
But I've never got a Sir Thornbucker covered. Actually, I could do that, couldn't I? But they're different. They're on different guitars. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tapster. Hi, gents. I'm a beginner to electric guitars. I've been playing acoustic for a few years. Wondering what you'd recommend, Silver Sky SE or JV Mod Fender? I would probably...
Silver Sky is a great guitar.
God, we always disagree, don't we? It is a great guitar, but I've never tried an SE one. I would... The JV Mod. What's the JV Mod?
Don't know.
No, I don't.
I'm hearing great things about those Silver Sky SEs. They're not cheap. They're not. It's not like saying an SE is a cheap guitar. It's not.
No, they're not at all. Okay, R. Okay. If I was you, go away. Oh God, you got to put your. No thanks. Here we go. I would get a JV mod.
Really?
Yeah, because where are they? I'm guessing is it JV mod? Is that it's a USA made one? I'm guessing. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Me personally, I'd get a JV mod.
Okay.
I think it's different. If you were saying, would you go and buy an American Fender or a Silver Sky, American Silver Sky? I'll be like, ooh, I'll probably go and get a Silver Sky. So the Silver Sky's got, actually, I think the SEs are slightly different, but Silver Sky's got 7.25 radius, which is quite curved. And if it's a vintage radius, when you're bending strings, you might choke out on certain things. You have to get it really set up well.
Right.
Vladimir Tanaskut. Till this day, I envy you for playing Red Plate. Such an amazing amp. Yeah, that was a great amp, wasn't it? Clive's Red Plate. It was good. Mendel Rocks. Positive first impression overall of Tonex playing or one amp profile created, but going to wait for an update or two before modelling any others. Interesting. There's always like, teething problems with these sort of things. Mm-hmm. Matches versus Morgan versus Dr. Z. Tried them all. I mean, I know all of them make different amps. Dr. Z is really good.
But your one, isn't it?
Sorry?
Your one, 8 valves.
Yeah, mine 8 valves. Morgan's are known to do the same. It isn't because I've got one. I'm not that sort of bloke that says, "Oh, I've got one, so that's what you should get." But a Matches is very different price-wise to a Morgan and a Dr. Z. So a Matches is like it's like a 2-rock sort of.
If you ever got that matchless, I would have it off you.
Would you?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a really good amp. Me and Greg opened it up today. Actually, it sounded really good.
You'd have to bring it up here. Really give it some beans.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that once you get in. Lee says, producing a song, just do it, keep doing it. I'm 20 albums in for me and others, and only now feel comfortable with my mixes. Doing it is the key. There we go. Producer's been listening to David Bottrell's work recently.
Yep.
I don't know his work. But,
everyone's decided that actually I can sing the lead line to Sylvia, which was quite good.
Okay. Will you get the Wind Through the Trees PRS pedal? No, I don't think I will, David. It's not, those things aren't really those sort of modulation type pedals aren't really my thing. James might like those sort of things.
I quite like some of that, so I might, because I have to cover my guitar playing inadequacies with effects.
Well, there's not very many modulation effects that I do like, but I really like Univibe.
Yeah,
that's my favorite modulation.
That Univibe I made is so good.
Yeah, really good. It did sound really good. Martin Colley says, I like the shop, but I have to become a bit complacent now. It's a bit more famous. Okay. You guys use or have any mid to high end acoustic guitars to record with? I've got 2. I've got an old. James has got a Patrick Eggle,
which is awesome.
I've got a Takamine, a good old one that is now. That is now 30 years old.
That Eggle, if I have paid, and he doesn't make acoustics anymore,
right? He does, he does, but under a different name.
Yes, Faith now, and they're relatively mass produced. But that was when he had a small workshop and he was doing like 5 or 6 at a time. We're not talking 500 or 600. That was a $5,000 guitar.
Was it?
Yeah.
So, and I've got a Taylor as well. And personally, Joe, I prefer the Takamine to the Taylor. And James would love his Patrick Eggle, but that's not a mid. Oh yeah, it's high end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. Pet says, Gear Snob question, thoughts on monster cables? They're advertised as base acoustic specified cables. What a load of bollocks. What a load of absolute, what do they call it? Snake oil. Snake oil.
Snake oil, yeah.
Snake oil. No, don't even worry about it, Pet. Just buy some decent cable.
Or some other branded cable. It doesn't have to be uber expensive, but don't go awful shit that comes in the box.
I love hi-fi cables. It's just so funny. You know, oh my gosh. The Abraham, Rage Unlimited. I think UQ was I think a question was misunderstood. Using a balanced cable will not give you a balanced signal. You need a balanced output. The GX100 are not balanced. You need a DI box with the GX100. Is it not balanced, the GX100? I thought it was.
Cheaper units are not generally balanced.
I thought this was balanced. I could be so wrong.
Well,
oh man, let me have a quick look.
TRS.
Oh, let's have a look. I thought it was balanced.
If it is,
I could be wrong. I mean, I'm sure Lee. Oh, here we go. Can I look on the back? It doesn't say. It doesn't say actually on the unit. It doesn't say balanced.
Dig into the manual to get.
Yeah. And I don't really want to be going through a boss manual on live stuff.
No.
Rub smoke and sauce. Think of dipping my toe into baritone.
Nice.
Paranormal versus something like Harley Benton, please. It's only because I haven't tried them. I haven't tried the Harley Benton, but the Squire. I don't think you can go wrong with the Squire, and you'll be able to sell it if you want to sell it.
Yeah.
The Harley Benton, really cheap, and they look great. I don't think you'll go wrong with that, and it's also a guitar that you're not going to be using all the time.
Yeah.
The Devonshire is a good spot for metal rock fans. Rage Unlimited. Well, thank you guys. DI box then. Lee Abraham, thanks. I was also thinking about it, but that balanced cable guy has got a lot of subs and videos on YouTube, so I got confused. Better trust myself more, I guess. There we go. Camden has that famous pub, the Good Mixer, where all the 90s Britpop lot used to hang out. Worth a look for a pint and a gander at the photos. Probably a bowl of nuts in tow. There we
go. The Dublin Castle is the pub you're all referring. Hopefully, the pub you're referring to, because everyone's played in there.
Lee says most UK music stores these days are pilot high, sell it cheap. Employers who don't know a lot about gear, all on minimum wage, so don't care either. It does feel a bit like that at the moment.
It does, yeah.
It's a shame. Not there are certain guitar stores, like Guitar Village in Farnham's really good. Yogi the guitarist says demonstrates fantastic. Could ages looking in Hanks. No toms and Regent sounds.
Yeah.
No toms. Yeah.
Andy, Hanks is always good. I meant Hanks. Andy's is the famous one.
Better go to the Comedy Store on a Friday or Saturday night in London. Guaranteed good night. Yes, that's true, Pez. Yeah. Nice one, Pez. Larry Jackson. Hey, I'm out here in LA acting. They got me playing a dead man in a casket. What was that? That's awesome. What a great job that'll be. Rage Unlimited, 70 people here. Press that like button, fellas. Oh yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you, Rage. Yeah, give us a like. It really does help.
A like, a subscribe if you fancy it. If you like this sort of guff, we do it every week.
Another guitar guff videos.
Yes.
Ronnie Scott's, yeah. It's a good night out. Or Pizza Espresso, yes, that's a good shout as well. Funky Bass UK, the bass gallery is great. It always looks shut though, but they're in there.
They're downstairs, but you do have to phone in advance to get to get the door.
Joe says, at Jim Jowning, have you heard any of the IK tone amp capturing stuff yet? Sounds better than the competition. There we go. MD Nasir Ula says, finally getting my Boss GX100. Can't wait. By the Stereo Rats patch. Did you update the patch with the new EQ that showed us up that you showed us on recent videos? I can't remember. No.
Oh, probably then.
Videos. The patches are all EQ'd anyway, so you shouldn't need it.
Cool.
I think the JV mod is Japanese. The reissues of the reissues. Thanks, Jack. Good shout. There we go. I'd probably still go for the JV mod.
Yeah.
GT1000 Core versus Helix Stomp. So GT1000 Core has a lot more processing power than a Helix Stomp. I would go the Core personally. Jan Ackerman was voted the best guitarist in the world. I have everything he ever played. He has notes in between the frets, not including bending.
Nice.
Go.
I love the Focus stuff. It's amazing.
Martino Pinto. Paul is better running an amp at higher. Paul, is it better running the amp at higher power setting with low attenuation, or lower power with a lot of attenuation for room practice? Depends on what you want. It depends on your attenuator. Greg and myself did a test today where we ran the aux box, that thing. I ran the matchless into the aux, and then out to the matchless cab, and then we did the same thing with the Boss Tube amp expander. The Boss Tube amp expander sounded so much better.
Wow.
So it really depends, but I would always, as a rule, I would say you're better running the amp at higher power setting, and then reducing the attenuation.
My JCM 900, didn't we?
What's that? We did.
My JCM 900, when you turned it off the 25 watt attenuation to full 50, sounded amazing.
Yes, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think you'd be better off running the amp harder because, once you're getting those power tubes cooking, you're going to get the best sound. Mateus Azevedo says, "Hey guys, I love all the XFX tones you've been getting. I have a hard time getting tones that you've demonstrated. Is there any way you can make those sounds available?" Yes, I'm doing a preset pack. I might do it tomorrow. I might put them all together as a package tomorrow and do a video over the next couple of days. There's because I've already done tomorrow's video. There's something coming out tomorrow. Product coming out. Bogeyman says there's a red one in stock at World Guitars in Gloucestershire. Nice Iron Man replacement. Is that the red telly? The red telly with it's got a gold foil and a oh my god, my brain's gone now. Gretsch pickup. Yes, I've already seen it. It's really nice. I sent them a message and they never got back to me, so they can.
Maybe music shops are so rolling in money these days they don't actually want to sell anything.
Maybe that's what it is. Just in case, Celtic got pumped.
I've no idea what that means.
Well, this is obviously footy going on. Thanks, guys. Good night, David. Scrunch says, "Have you ever tried Eastman guitars? Just bought an SB59V and blown away at the quality compared to a certain brand." Yeah, I don't think you're going to go wrong. I've never tried one, but and everyone says they're really great.
Yeah.
Yes, nice choice there. Martin says, "I'm a guitar nut, also hi-fi nut. Good cables does make a big difference. A bit like using wired guitar and poor wireless cable." Lee says, "Right, off to Anderton's. Anyone want anything?" Just don't pick up anything off the wall, mate. Hollywood Actress just arrived as home late today. So I've got to watch this live on catch up tomorrow. Oh, nice one, Hollywood. Rage says, "God, throat's going." Yes, I was actually confused about the outputs on the GX100. Doesn't mention them being balanced on manual. Emailed them, no reply so far. But DI seemed right. Thanks again. New sub from Turkey here. Cheers. Oh, cheers, Rage.
Great to have you with us. And at that point, we're just under the 2 hours. So great work. We'll just do the last two because two more are coming just quickly.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. My night out last night is catching up with me. Yes, the Boss had more DSP, but you can do so much more on the HX Stomp. I have one, and for the price, nothing is better than the Stomp. Go Stomp XL if it's all you're going to get.
Right.
There you go.
So,
Towel folding for dummies. Guys, I keep missing this. No problem. You can watch it on
catch up.
I now
Yeah.
teach 9:30 to 9:45. Oh, mate. Yeah, you always watch it on catch up.
Right. We are out of here, as they say. We will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. I'm not sure when the clocks go back, but it'll be it's BST for a little while, yeah, isn't it?
BST is end of October.
Yes.
And the thing I've just got to say right at the end of this video is don't touch the guitars without asking.
And you say I'm the one who gets us in trouble. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. Play lots, practice lots, make lots of music, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. So take care, and we'll see you again soon.